Hi, on December 30th, 2025, which is exactly 40 days after India's labor codes went live, the ministry dropped the draft central rules. The codes tell us what changes, the rules tell us how it actually works. Now, all of these are draft rules, and definitely there are dates for each clauses as to when the feedback is going to be taken till. And there are five things in here that every HR leader and HR tech builder needs to understand right now. The first and foremost is gig worker eligibility is finally defined and it is at 90 days. That's the threshold, which means if anybody working with one aggregator for 90 days in a financial year, he gets to qualifies for social security. If anyone is working with multiple aggregators, then that limit increases to 120 days combined. Now, the twist here is that if you work for three platforms on the same day, that will count as 3 days. The math favors multi platform workers. Every gig worker now will have to register on a central portal, which will be Aadhaar linked, and he will also receive a universal account number that will be assigned to him or her. 12 million delivery partners and cab drivers now suddenly have a compliance paper trail. The second part that everyone needs to be cognizant about are the fact that what are the gratuity exclusions that are being now clarified. The 50% wage rule was in the codes, but what can you actually exclude when calculating gratuity, which was not clear. Now we know ESOPs, meal vouchers, medical reimbursements, performance bonuses, variable play, all were excludable within the 50% cap. If your payroll system can't do component level classification for gratuity, you've got a problem. The third piece is hard deadlines are now on the table. Appointment letters for existing employees 3 months from notification. Health checkups for workers over 40 within 120 days of the calendar year. Every year. Retrench someone 15 days wages into the reskilling fund within 10 days. Money in the worker's account within 45 days. These aren't guidelines, these are compliance triggers that have been proposed in the draft. Number four, overtime works differently than you now think. For regular employees, overtime isn't triggered at 8 hours a day, it's triggered at 48 hours a week. No daily threshold. A company can run 12-hour shifts for 4 days, give 3 days off, and owe zero overtime. Daily wages are different, they get overtime beyond 8 hours. Your attendance system needs to know which is which. Number five is the state patchwork is really real. Karnataka, Maharashtra, Kerala, and Gujarat, they are all ready with their drafts. Final rules for all four codes Delhi. Only two codes done, West Bengal, nothing at all. If you operate across states, you are not dealing with one compliance regime, you're dealing with several. Your system needs state aware logic. Now, here's the timeline. January 30th is the feedback deadline for industrial relations rules. February 14th is the deadline for the other three. Actually, February 13th. April 1st is a full implementation target. Now, that's less than 90 days. And one more thing worth noting, these drafts rules dropped on 30th December. On 31st December, about 1.5 lakh gig workers went on strike demanding 20 bucks per kilometer, monthly minimums, a ban on 10-minute deliveries, so on and so forth. The rules don't address any of that. They provide social security eligibility, not pay predictability, not algorithmic transparency. Now, that gap, that's where the next wave of regulation is coming from. But for now, the architecture is visible, the operational details are on the table, and the deadlines are set. Now, you need to think whether your product is ready in 90 days. And as an HR professional, what's your move going to be? Thanks for hearing out and keep following me for more such insights. Thank you.